We actually have it in two. Either we meet 30 million before 6 months, the token has to be listed for the community to cash out from their effort they put in building the community, or the 6 months of the what into the building of the community, the token has to be available for community members to also be able to cash out.
Welcome to CTC Content Creators Hub. This is the place where all the magic happens. This is a platform for you to learn, for you to grow, and eventually to make money. We are at the DSD Media Studios, the partners of CTC, where you can come here and create your content. You might be wondering, we've been talking about CTC a lot. What is it? And if you have been following us, you would know that we have created a lot of content talking about CTC. What is it? What it will do to you, and where you belong in that ecosystem, and eventually make money, and hopefully, and we wish you all the best, you could be all millionaires. So what we are doing here, we are not just talking, we are giving you a roadmap. We are talking, sharing key nuggets, key information, how you can wade through the system, because for many this might be new. But yes, we are here to encourage you, want to convince you what we are presenting to the whole world. It's not only you, but we are going global with it. So to help you through that, we have the brains behind the brand, the people who created the brand with us in the studio, and you can hear it from them itself. With me is Mr. Kingsley Eze. He's the CTC Global Project Manager, and Mr. Benjamin, we call him Coach Benjamin fondly. He's a Global Awareness Coordinator. So today we are going to talk an important point of this ecosystem, and that is the native token of CTC. So you might wonder, and we have projected a lot, and we talked about rewards. We talked about rewards. How are you going to pay? Because you might be wondering, what is it is in for me? We talked about the big corporates making the big money, and this is now it's about how you make that money or get that a small piece of the huge pie. So to talk about that, let's understand about the native currency of CTS, and to talk about the currency of it's called the Bit token. And I would like to invite the man behind the brand to talk about the token. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sarin. It's a pleasure being here today. Today we're going to talk about the native currency of CTC. As we all know that CTC stands for Creative Time Center, and we are glad to be in the studio, which is CTC Content Creator Hub here in Dubai. Yes, to start with, every project has intended intention of what it wants to deliver. And then CTC have a very good, robust ecosystem. And to deliver our project in fullness, there must be a mechanism whereby everybody will get rewarded or get paid from their contribution to growing the ecosystem. Hence, the Bit token, which is the native coin for our community, which is CTC. So Bit token is basically a payment system in our ecosystem in CTC community, whereby we know that if we are going to go global, and the only way we can be able to have an equitable payment is for us to design our own coin. So don't forget that CTC is all about Web3 and Web2 and Web3 put together. And then if that is the case, because we know the researchers behind this will find it very convenient for us to have a payment system that everybody will be paid no matter where you are. So that is why we come up with a payment system, which is Bit token. To answer your question straight, Bit token is the native currency of CTC, Creative Time Center.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Just to highlight to our viewers, we are creating a global community. Yes, we are here physically, but we are aiming to touch people like you sitting wherever. You could be in Africa, in Europe, on Asia, North America, South America. We want to reach you. So understand, this is something which is it's an online community. Yes, we have regional physical places as well, but then the whole objective is online. So it makes sense to have such a payment structure. And I would like to continue my question. Why is that you are paying with tokens than the local currency of each country, for or some other hard currencies like the USD or euro or any of that? So why would you pay the people, reward them in Bittoken?
Okay, thank you so much. Again, when we set out to embark on this project, we know we're going to have a lot of people from different countries. Like we target to build at least starting from 30 million community members within 6 months. And then how are we going to reward them? And again, to avoid uh, some maybe inflationary aspect that will diminish even the reward. We understand that when we pay them in a cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency will be more valuable compared to the fiat currency. One, the hurdles of exchanging or some other compliances
Right.
that may be a drawback to our payment system. We decided that, okay, we decentralize the payment system whereby everyone in our community will have a fair share, not in a way that if, like, for example, if we want to pay our community member that are here in UAE, for example, the hurdle of going through exchanging the reward, doing all those conversion to dirham or whatever, will be a very burdensome on our system.
Right.
But we have created a system whereby everyone will be get paid in our native currency. And then you, subsequently, you can now convert it to your own local currency. Except those ones that they may not know how to go about it. We will also help them to do what we call P2P in our system, whereby they can actually as well get their reward in their local currency. But primarily, everyone has to be paid in a uniformed currency.
Thank you very much for clarifying, Mr. Kingsley, because many people, I'm sure you get some pushbacks or naysayers or doubters because they think, okay, this is just a fad or just a normal thing. But you can very clearly understand, here we want to give back the money. We want to reward you. That's what the talk about Bittoken is not that something the investors, or it's not a scam, you see. So we want mechanisms are in place so you are rewarded for what you have input into the system, into the ecosystem. So just to give you that assurance, whatever you deserve, whatever you have earned, you will definitely get in the form of Bittoken. Thank you very much, Ms. Kinsley. Now we'll turn to our coach, Benjamin. I have a couple of questions to you, sir. Can you tell to our viewers about the Bittoken, the tokenomics, okay? Because it's very important, because people understand buying and selling, credit cards and this and that. But this is something new. We are introducing this community too. So we need to give them the confidence, because we need to give them the tools to go through, make money, and get what they are rewarded, and of course make be millionaires. We wish them to be that. So if you could just talk about it and guide us through the total economics, the tokenomics of this, please.
Thank you so much, Ziren, for having me. All right. So when we talk about cryptocurrency, it is a new, or we'll say a different currency on its own, apart from the fiat currency that we know from country to country we have in the crypto space, or within the online space. When it comes to crypto, it is a different form of currency on its own.
Sure.
So it also has its own economics. We say the tokenomics simply means the economy of the token, how it is being released or how it can be accessed, and the behavior of the token. Okay, normally this is what actually predicts how the token will be in the future, and how it can actually react to um, transactions that goes on daily. Okay, so there are so many tokens when it comes to cryptocurrency. They all have their different tokenomics guiding their behavior on the let me say in the market or on the exchanges. When it comes to Bittoken, It's not actually a token project like how other projects is like. Bittoken is purposely for incentivizing our community, which is Ctc community, making it very similar way they can access or get their reward from Ctc community based on their contribution to the growth and the revenue generation of the community. Okay, so when we look at what can best serve their needs, we saw that cryptocurrency will be the best because it is going to be governed, its activity will be decided by what we want the community to achieve. So if we should go with maybe a normal fiat currency that is already existing, you don't have control by it. If market forces pushes and the price go low or it depreciates over time, it affects the reward that our community will get. And when you look at the cryptocurrency aspect, it always has a fixed total supply. Due to that, it acts like a fixed asset, or we say an asset that has a limited quantity. Any asset that has limited quantity always tends to appreciate over time when more people adopt it or when more people tend to use it. Okay, just like land everywhere, the more the population increases, the higher the price of it because it is limited. Okay, so Bittoken was designed and also taking a trade of the mother of all cryptocurrency known as Bitcoin. Looking at what it did over time, Bitcoin way back 2009, 2010, it was, we say, almost worthless because at 2010, 10,000 of Bitcoin was actually used for 2 slices of pizza. It cannot happen. Today, Bitcoin is hovering around $100,000 per one Bitcoin. It comes 90, it goes. It comes around 90, it goes in that way. And it will still go higher simply because the number of people even using it, the world population that is even knowledgeable about Bitcoin is not even up to 5%. So since it has a limited supply, it will always appreciate when more people adopt it or when more people tend to use it. So we decided to also create this value for our community in the sense that the payment system we are using will appreciate over time. We are building a community into the millions, 30 million plus in 6 months is our target. So it means the more the community grows and everyone in the community become user of the token, it means the token will get popularity and that will tends to increase its value as well. So when it comes to the food economy, let's talk about the distribution aspect first. The distribution is very fair. The purpose for it is to serve the community. So we're looking at what will be the best way the token can be distributed so that it will be very fair to the participant in the community, to the community members, so that not only few people will tend to be holders of it or whales of the token. Okay, so we decided to follow Bitcoin, like I said. What is needed at a point in time is what will be available, so that those who knows about it earlier than others wouldn't tend towards to grab all, knowing that the community will grow for them to get value. So it is going to be released systematically. So we have a releasing system of 30 million, no, 3,020,000 token to be released on monthly basis for the community that is available at that time to share. And it will continue that way monthly. Okay. So due to that, majority of the token, or we say bigger portion of the token, is logged in a mining pool in a smart contract. One thing about token is, since it is not centralized, it has to be in a system that is not controlled by a single entity or is controlled by majority, a decentralized system that everybody contributes towards. the behavior of the token in a way based on how they also what approach the token. So the token is going to be logged in a smart contract, and 80% of the total token, which is the total token for supply is 210 million token. That is the total token that will be available. There will be no addition, no subtraction. The total that will be available existing. Okay. Now, 80% of this total supply will be locked in a smart contract, which is the mining pool.
Right.
Okay. We term it mining pool because that's where it will be released from. And this is for the community to have access, and that is where the release will be coming from every month for the community to share.
Got it.
Okay, so this release will also take a very long time before even it gets exhausted. Over 56 plus years before what is being released will fully be in circulation. Okay, aside that, we'll have a staking pool. Okay, one thing about crypto token is when you encourage the holders to hold it for long, they don't exchange it for liquidity. It means the value of the token will be kept. It's with the people. The value of the token is with the people. So we have 10% of the total supply also locked in a staking pool. What this means is once the holders of the token don't want to sell, they will be able to shift what they are holding into another pool where they will be earning reward for holding the token, for not selling the token, for not dumping the token. Okay, so that 10% of the total supply is also going to be rewarding this group of people that will be holding the token for a long time. With that, it will also help to mitigate what the devaluing of the token in a short term. Okay, so aside that, we have what's the name? The distribution set for the marketing of the entire project, the development of the project, and then the core team having a 1% share only in the token aspect. So majority of the token distribution is purposely for the what? For the community to benefit from. Okay, so we will say that 3,020,000 will be released every month for sharing in the community, and this will continue. Every 2 years, we will have what is known as halving, meaning what is released will be divided into two. Every 2 years, what is released will be divided into two. That is what helped Bitcoin to also actually get more value over time. It creates scarcity of the token. That is how it happened. Okay, so Bit token will also follow similar. Every 2 years, we'll have a halving to create scarcity of what is released, so that when we have more people joining the community, the value of the token will go higher. And with that, even if a community member pushes a little to earn a reward, because the reward is channeled through our token, there will be value already existing for the person to cash out from.
Got it.
That's a bit about the tokenomics.
Thank you so much, Coach Benjamin. I know for the viewers that was a lot of information for you to grasp, to hold, but it's good. You will have this. You can go back and listen to the videos, the content which are shared by Coach Ben. I just want to add some emphasis here. When Coach Benjamin and Mr. Kingsley, they talked about fiat money. You might be wondering if it's a fiat car or what is it. Just to clear, it is your native currency, your currency of the nation, the state that you are in. For example, in Dubai, it's AED. In US, it's US dollars. In other parts, your native currency. So that's what it's fiat. Just to clarify. Another thing is, it goes back to market conditions, like in any aspects, it's demand and supply. Okay, it's straightforward, demand and supply. So as you very clearly heard from Coach Benjamin, the supply will be limited. In any market, when there is a supply limited, that creates an ecosystem for the value to go high. So they are very structured and strategic in releasing the bit tokens into the market, into the community. So there are things that you can understand. Definitely, when there is a limited supply, the value goes high. And then there's another aspect towards later, when you hold on to the coins also, the tokens, then again the value appreciates. So they use a similar market principles of demand and supply. And then this community is supposed to, it will definitely grow. That's the vision. The plans are in place. We are going to take globally, we're targeting 30 million people. So it's definitely going to go. Again, use the same principles as an early mover. If you're invested in a company, and these success stories are all out to see, people who had small shares, the values have gone into billions. You can go to all tech companies, the owners or the founders, when they had small shares, those values are in billions. So imagine what it can do to you as an early mover into the community, and the tokens which you have, which definitely is going to result in higher value without any doubt. It is a market principles. You don't have to believe us. You can do your due diligence, and you can do. By the way, we are not forcing you. We are not selling a product to you. We are sharing information. We are sharing knowledge for your due diligence. Do your research, and definitely this is something which we don't want you to regret missing it. Maybe in 3 months, maybe or in 6 months, once a community is grown. Imagine if you are going to be watch and wait and then jump into the community, the value which you do make today is not what you'll make 6 months down the lane. So it's very simple. Market principles are such. So we want to encourage you. And please note, we are not into cryptocurrency. We are not selling a currency. We are creating a community of content creators. Okay, we go back to our principles. Again, we are still saying billions were generated by the tech companies, platforms for them, and you and us, like consumers, we didn't make a single cent. Actually, we contributed buying data, we contributed by our own money just to watch all advertisements and these funny videos. Did we get rewarded for our time? One thing we had to highlight here, it's our time is our investment. CTC is a platform where we are going to reward you for your time. Simple. And this is could be a passive, second form of an income. It can even launch your careers if you are serious into content creation. So that's what we are trying to say here. Now back to the currency, the token. In a situation, in an economy like now, and it's we have all seen currencies, commodities, cryptos losing value. And it's just the market volatility. Again, it goes back to demand and supply. It can be various other factors which is in our control, government regulations, and so on. It's endless. So my question here today for you, coach, is what measures are taken to mitigate the loss in value? We talked about value increasing. Yes, and but as we know, there are factors which are not in our hand and not in under control. It's in nobody's control. For example, a tsunami, or a bad, a COVID or something like that. So these all affects factors into the value. So can you just share a bit about what are the measures in place to mitigate the gap of losing value?
Okay. All right. Thank you so much once again. So when it comes to bit token, what actually has to mitigate the loss of value over time is, one, the supply of the token is actually going to be released in a systematic way that it will not be available for the whales. Okay, when we talk about whales in cryptocurrency, we mean those who have the money that can buy as much as they want at any point in time. Okay, so our releasing mechanism does not necessarily allow that to happen. That's one. So there wouldn't be any single whale that can control the market, or that can actually dump the token, drop the value over time. Okay, so based on the releasing mechanism, the token which is logged can only be released into the CTC community and distributed based on the activities that the community members participated in. Okay, so there's a standard for getting the token. Okay, so our own, since Bitcoin is proof of work, we say our own, which is Bit token, it is more of social proof.
Got it.
Okay, your contribution in the social platforms. Okay, that contributes to the revenue generation of the community is what will reward you for getting access to the token. Okay, so it is going to be limited to that. Getting access to the token will be limited to that in the primary cases. The only way someone can get a token is when you contribute to our community our community building, our community growth, and revenue generation. Now, any other person that will want to get access to Bittoken will have to buy it from the primary holders or the primary miners of the token. So the community members, which is the CTC, will be the first holders of the token.
Got it.
Now, anyone who is aware of something and is in need of the token or has seen the future of the token and said this token based on its economics or the community backing it has, it is going to go far. That is, if that is the case, then let me find a way to hold more of it. The person can only buy it at that time from the community members because they will be the market makers when the token is finally on the exchange. They will have the token to sell.
Right.
So until they sell, the token is still with them. So our releasing mechanism does not allow that to happen. So one, it is going to help to check the token fluctuation. The second part of it is when you have a token that has liquidity, and the liquidity that comes in is constant, it will be very difficult for any single individual or market forces to actually weigh the price down or the value of the token down. Okay. Community is in the way that we actually going to be generating revenue from the social activities on the online platforms.
Understand.
This revenue that is generated is going to serve as external liquidity to the token. Why? Because our payment system is our community members will have to cash out from our community through our token, meaning we are not paying them with direct fiat currency. So how would they get that money that was generated? They will get the money from the token. If that is the case, whatever that is due them, which is about 65% of their contribution to the revenue generated, that 65% from CTC revenue generated on monthly basis will go to liquidity of the token because the community members must have liquidity to cash out.
Got it.
So one, there is an external source of liquidity that will be going into the token on monthly basis to make sure that the value of the token doesn't go down.
Excellent.
Aside that, most tokens actually thrives on speculations and all that. But sometimes when you have a good measures in place, the speculation will help you to grow.
That's true.
And also the system you have in place will also help to check it not to actually drop to the point where it will lose its total value.
Okay.
So when the token is on the exchange, it is allowed on the exchange or is open to market to also be controlled by market forces. And market forces always triggered by the community backing of the token.
Got it.
Someone will be willing to invest maybe $10 million into the token when he knows that there is a huge community backing and he can sit back and wait for 5 years for the token to go higher. If the community is not big enough, someone will be like maybe a day trader. He buys today, tomorrow he's selling because you don't want to lose the value of the token.
Sure.
But looking at what CTC is doing, building a community that is a continual growing community, automatically, anyone that will chance on Bittoken at a lesser rate, when the person buys, he knows very well that the growth of a community, of a token, contribute to the value increment of the token, will buy and hold on, waiting for 2 years, 3 years, and even above for the token price to go higher. Just like how it happens in the line of Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum, and the rest. Okay, so that is some of the measures. Though we don't say that it will just keep going, it doesn't happen that way. No matter what, someone that bought the token at maybe 0.5 when the token gets to even $10, it's a lot of profit for them.
True.
We
Very
want
true.
to sell. But what we're saying is when that person sells, what the person will be having in their possession to sell will not be enough to affect the general
Value of
market of the token.
Understand.
Okay, so that is what we're saying. So these are some of the few measures that are in place to make sure that the token is more stable. Okay, it cannot easily be dumped like maybe some meme coins and all that. And it also has some other use cases. Okay, there's going to be a lot of merchandise that CTC will have on sale in its ecosystem. And one of the use cases of it is the token will be used for this merchandise. Anyone who wants to patronize CTC merchandise automatically want to get Bittoken because using Bittoken gives a cheaper or a discounted rate. So that will also call for more holders of the token. Yes. So these are some of the measures.
Thank you so much for taking time and explaining in length for our viewers, because they need to know what are the checks and balances we have just to ensure the value doesn't depreciate and that the time and effort that they are put in also is valued. So thank you, Coach Ben. Mr. Kingsley, I have a question to you. Coach Benjamin touched a bit on that in this point, but I want you to go a little deeper. Can someone who's not part of CTC community get access to Bittoken? And is the Bittoken available for sale? What I mean by that is later on, once the value is increased and there would be people wanting to invest big bucks or millions, is that for sale now or later? And then my questions are two. One is it accessible for everybody who's not in, or anybody who's not in part of the ecosystem? And then is it for sale?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like Coach Ben have said, our project is not purely a crypto project. So it has been established that Bittoken is our payment system.
Correct.
And in designing our project, we have made a provision what we call private sale.
Okay.
Yes, private sale is just a limited. There is a design, I think 3.8% of the
2.8%, yeah.
2.8
2.38%.
2.38%
Okay.
of the total supply, which is
Right.
210 million Bittoken,
Right.
have been made available for the private individual that
Okay.
wants to invest in this.
Okay.
Why we don't want to make it a situation whereby like he talked about the whales to come and they even buy it up,
Yeah.
holding it so that at the end of the day of listing, they will just go and dump it and cash out, and that will be the beginning to the end of the token.
Yeah.
We are not a meme coin. Our token is not a meme coin.
Yeah.
So there is provision for private people that have seen the mechanism, the releasing mechanism, the economics behind it, the crypto enthusiasts.
Okay.
Yes, there is a provision for them
That's good.
to buy from the private sale.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay.
To answer
Thank
your
you.
question, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll follow up with another question. What can you share some use case of Bittoken, please? Yeah.
Okay, my Coach Ben have talked about
Yeah,
it. The use case is very huge because the use case is not just is a utility based token. It's not just a meme coin. It's a token that has liquidity. The primary aim of CTC is to build an ecosystem of millions of people.
Correct.
And then our intention is monetization project. But in doing that, there must be a mechanism, which I have stated earlier, to be able to allow the people that have contributed in building this ecosystem to cash out their reward. And the best way to do that is through our native coin, which is Bittoken. Apart from that, every month, the releasing mechanism alone is such that it will create scarcity, as he has said. And then apart from that, we have what we also call in our ecosystem, what we call merchandise.
Right.
In that case, you can use our Bittoken to do everything in our ecosystem. We will accept it because it is our coin.
Our coin.
It is our currency. Yeah. So there are a lot. Okay, even though, let me say this upfront, we are not just stopping at releasing the token and that is the end. We also have intention to also have our own exchange.
Okay.
So CTC is going to have a CTC exchange.
Okay.
Exchange in future, and then there will be a lot of huge use cases around our our token.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another assurance because the creators, the owners of the brand, they plan to have a exchange on their own, so that you are definitely assured. Maybe there's no exchange center in your area, or maybe it's far, but yes, there are mechanisms in place to have our own CTC exchange center. So, which is good. Again, it goes to show the length that they have gone into planning, strategizing. You, the content creator, is rewarded, that you are not forgotten in the whole ecosystem. Coach Ben, I just like to ask a question. We hear a lot of crypto tokens that are in the market, in use now, and then as you see, a lot of people, they come into the market, they do some jazz, and then all of a sudden they do a bit of drama, and they're not seen, they lost value, they're not heard. It's a whole different thing which happens, coach. So people are, maybe they could be naturally skeptical about Bittoken and all of that, because of the bad experiences they would have had. So how is Bittoken different from the fly by night other coins and such? If you can explain a little and assure them that we are not here to fleece and run away. People want to get to know that the truth behind it.
All right. So when we talk about cryptocurrency and ecosystem, or we say an industry that is having a lot of opportunities, the token that are created in the cryptocurrency system, or we say Web3 system, you are allowed to actually define what you want it to do because of the what? The decentralized nature of it, and also how easy everybody can actually what? Create this if they have what? They have knowledge about how to write smart contract, maybe using Solidity and this. Okay. Now, wherever there is something good coming from, the bad guys or the bad nuts will also try to what? To use the opportunity they have to actually lure people into a lot of things and all
True.
that. Okay. But when it comes to Bittoken is totally different from all this. Bittoken is not created purposely for investment gain. Most token people treat it like for investment. They buy and sell. They want to trade and make money and all that. That is not what Bittoken is for. Bittoken is having its purpose. It was created purposely to serve as an incentive token.
Right.
That is why it is hidden and released only when it is needed.
Correct.
It is not going to be in full circulation for investors to just play gamble with it anyhow.
Yes.
What is needed is what will be released. The purpose for it is to what? To be used as incentive token to incentivize our what? Our community for their contribution to the community. Okay. Now, it is totally different from the others. One, when it comes to liquidity of the token, there's always going to be an external liquidity that is coming in. The token is not depending on only market factors or market forces to get its ground or to gain its what's in value. So there is an external source of liquidity that will always be coming in from the community, which is CTC community. Apart from that, anyone who wants to buy and maybe dump the token later will not be able to do that because the token is locked. What is available is what you can access. And what is available is not in one person's control.
Right.
It is going to be distributed among millions of holders. So unless you are able to collect from all the millions of holders before maybe you can control what the market, but it is not going to be possible simply because it's not everybody who will be willing to what? To release their token at your order or something. So Bittoken is totally different. It is not created for trading purposes. It is not created for investment purposes. It is not a meme token created for fun. Okay, it is not created only maybe around an event. When a token is created around an event, when the event is over, the token is over.
No value.
Yes, we have seen several of them. Just recently, there was one that happened, and we can say immediately the event is over, that is the end of it. Those who make money makes it, and those who will lose loses it. Okay, so if someone is new to cryptocurrency and the person has maybe gone through some route and has experienced the bad part of cryptocurrency, that doesn't end it there. You don't see every cryptocurrency as what? As long as it's a cryptocurrency, it's bad. No. You must understand how the token behaves or the use cases of the token. You must understand the tokenomics, knowing that it is not only few people that can get access to it and decide on the price of the token at any time. So if you're looking for one of the best token that can actually give you value over time, then Bittoken, we say, is the right token to think of because it is being governed by the communities that is what formed together or that comes together to make it work. Thank you.
Thank you. So, just to add to our viewers, we were talking about it's not controlled by few people. I just want to encourage you. You are also a part of our community. You are a part of our stakeholders. So you have control also. You see, it's not only few people holding the currency or the bit token. You being a part of the community, CTC, you doing your task, you investing your time and getting rewarded, you are a part of the community. You see, if not, it's not only for the select few, or it's not only for the people who have the big bucks. It is you. So it's just for the common man who's working, who's grinding hard. This is for you. So this is a platform where you can definitely earn, and you can grow and eventually make money in return. And then that limit, it's not limited. It's limit is sky is a limit for you. So go for it. So before that, I would like to ask a question to Coach Ben. What is the listing price of the Bitcoin, if you can talk about?
Okay, so that is the best time for anyone who want to buy into a promising project or a promising token at the early stage, because at this stage the value of the token is very, very affordable, or we say very low. Okay, so the token is yet to be listed, and based on the roadmap of CDC, the time of our community building started 16th of November 2024, and from that time to the 6th month of this journey, the token has to be available for our community members to start getting returns of what they have done, the
rewards.
contribution they made to building of the community. So we're having an intensive building of the community for 6 months, and then everybody's contribution to the building of the community will be rewarded through the token listing after the 6th month. So we actually have it in two. Either we meet 30 million before 6 months, the token has to be listed for the community to cash out from their effort they put in building the community, or the 6th month of the into the building of the community, the token has to be available for community members to also be able to cash out. So the proposed listing price of the token is $0.5. That is the proposed listing price of the token. And if we look at it based on the releasing mechanism of the token, we have 3,020,000 to be released monthly. So even if we should take the longest it will take for the token to be listed, meaning from the time of the community building, the longest it will take is 6 months. So if you multiply this 3,020,000 by 6, you're getting around, I think, is it 18 or 19? I think 90 million plus.
Yes.
Roughly around 90 million plus of the token, which is going to be available during the listing of the token. And then plus possibly 20% of what was available for the private sale or the private investors into the project. And that will not be more than 1 million of the token.
Right.
Because what is available, just I think 2.38% of the total supply is
Okay.
what is available for private sale. And that is amounting to about 5 million of the token.
Okay.
Something like that.
Got it.
So meaning 20% of the 5 million will be just 1 million.
That's
So
right.
when we add the 1 million to maybe the 19, which is released for the mining, approximately maybe around 20 million of the token is what will be available during the listing of the token. And with this, it's still less than 10% of the total supply of the token.
Right.
That is what is going to be available for the listing of the token. And with that, little liquidity, more cash for whoever that is what holding part of the token during the listing. And that, apart from even the liquidity providers that will contribute to the listing of the token, external market forces that comes in. At that point, no one is having the token on the market.
True.
The first action is going to be buying
Yes.
before selling will come.
Correct.
So since it's going to meet buying, more demand at
Yeah.
the exchange, that will also escalate the price. We know of tokens that started with 0.001, and
Yeah.
we after listing within the same day got to $10, $50, $20, or $100, and even above before recorrecting. Because every token that is listed, the point of listing or the time of listing always will be met with what? Buying what? Or demand for the token. More
Correct.
people want to hold, buy. So Bittoken, when it's listed, the price that it will actually get to during the listing can be a very huge surprise because the token is very limited in total supply.
Thank you, Coach, for taking time and explaining. So, for the viewers, we just want to encourage. We are in the initial stages of building the community, and we are in 160, 160 odd countries, and we are growing daily. We are growing in great measure. So, as very clearly said, either we hit the 30 million mark or 6 months. So, if you calculate, we started on in November 2024. And so it'll be May. May is we are hitting 6 months, so May is not that far away. Okay, so get your people on, get your community on, get your families on, friends on, onto the community. Start creating content, post content, follow the tasks that will generate your points, and then that builds into the Bittoken reward mechanism for you. So imagine, and I know this gentleman, there are certain things which is a little premature to share much other details which will happen eventually when we hit the mark, the 30 million mark, or towards May. There'll be a lot of other information which will be shared. So we are actively building a community. We want to encourage you, join on this. You have seen it, we just laid it bare in front of you. It's just nothing hidden. We are playing with the market conditions, simple as that. And then there is so much happening. Again, as we said, we are building a community. We are not selling crypto. We are not selling anything here. You're not even buying anything from us, right? So there are things where you become a part of this, and then you'll definitely stand to gain. Be a part of us and see how we grow. Okay, finally, I would like to ask a question to both of you all. Why would somebody invest now on Bittoken? Or why shouldn't somebody invest now, right? So it's a very important. They will be watching like, what should I get? Why should I get into?
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much. And we said this is not a crypto project. If it is crypto project, the co-founders will not keep 1% for
yes,
themselves. The co-founders,
yes,
only 1%, meaning that they have a very huge belief and trust in the token itself,
right,
because the liquidity that is going to back the token alone is
Yeah.
huge.
correct,
Can you imagine all revenue generated from our ecosystem? 65% of that revenue has been dedicated from Ongo to be able to provide liquidity
yes,
every month. And so any crypto enterprise that knows how crypto behaves will not hesitate in asking, how can I lay my hands on the private sale, which is only 5 million token that is available for the private sale. And so I think with this interview, the crypto enterprises that are hearing us would always ask more clarification and how can they lay hands on the
Yes.
Bittoken, because Bittoken alone is an asset. Holding Bittoken is just like in buying a choice property in a prime location,
Right.
because already it is fixed. Before set go, the mechanism, the releasing mechanism, everything have been designed, and most of the crypto entities know that when it is locked in a blockchain, it cannot be altered. And so the behavior is clear, the releasing mechanism is clear, and the goal, the what it's coming to achieve is also clear. So it's an incentive token that have got many things to do. Can you imagine? 30 million is just beginning of the building of the community. The same number of tokens that will be released monthly will be also released when we get to 100 million.
Right.
Do you get?
Yes.
So any fraction of it, when you take it to the exchange, become a very good money. So it is a crypto that you should look out for.
Right.
And we have a very good understanding that Bittoken is the crypto of future.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. To you, the last question. Yes.
All right. So when we look at what informed decision of investing, one, we say we have one profit making decision that also inform anyone who wants to invest into what? Into something to make profit out of what you are putting in. Aside that, we have social contribution. Like you also want to invest so that it will become something that the society will benefit from. It is not only about money making or profit, because if that is the case, we'll say the billionaires wouldn't be investing much. Bill Gates will donate about 50% of what his worth to charity and all
Yes.
that for social responsibility sake. Yes. So if we take it from the angle of maybe profit making, Bittoken fits in there. One, the token is an asset that is not playing the card of any ordinary token that will devalue over time, but it is something that can be treasured for a long time.
Sure.
What is available will always appreciate when the community is growing. More people adopting the token will get value. So it is something that can be a generational or an inheritance that can even be transferred to other generations to come. Because we say at this point, cryptocurrency is very, very young when it comes to its adoption. It's only few people that are actually holding or aware of cryptocurrency. Say less than 5% of the world population.
Right.
So more people are yet to also what to get to know more of cryptocurrency. So at this point, if someone invests into it, just look at the trajectory of Bitcoin, BNB, Ethereum. When it started, the prices were very low, but because it has a robust system and a community that is backing it, the price increases because it is limited in total supply. And any asset that has a limited supply will always increase in value when more people want to want more of that asset. Okay, so for investment, it is a very good one for those who want to invest into something that has future, that can even be well or transferred to their generation to come and all that. Okay, Bittoken has a community, and the community is going to keep growing for a very long time. When it comes to social responsibility, one of the best projects we will say at this time to invest in, to give back to the society, we will say is Ctc. Okay, so having the seed fund, or we say the privacy aspect of this, investors who want to also buy into this to support the building of this community, which is going to be something that will give a lot of opportunity to the young and growing one in terms of content creation, in terms of generating revenue from the online space. This is something they can invest into, helping majority of the youth, the upcoming one, to also benefit from social activity, social engagement in the online space, because now the internet is everything that is needed to make money or to create wealth for yourself, or to say to actually generate income for yourself in anywhere you are. You can do a lot of things via the internet, and this will actually help to saving government. It will reduce the burden of unemployment rate in countries.
Yes.
When the youth, when the masses have other source of income that is supporting them. So this is a good cause. If an investor is watching us and is interested in supporting this cause, they can invest into this by buying into Bittoken privacy. It is also something that will give them revenue, or we say will give them return over time, whilst it is also going to support the entire ecosystem, helping CTC to reach out to more people, scouting talented content creators from all over the world, helping them, giving them the platform to also showcase their talent, build them to the point where they can also be very influential in the community positively. So investors can invest into this project if they want to impact in the community or impact lives of people in the community, and they can equally invest into this project or buy Bittoken from private sale to also generate or have value for their investment over time.
Thank you, Coach Benjamin. So it was a wonderful time having you both and listening you guys talking about from your heart, from your passion. So I just want to encourage, if you started hearing the program with a lot of doubt, I'm sure by now some of the doubts of yours would have been cleared. I just want to end this session with a couple of thoughts. There is a saying, it's an old saying, which says, people perish for the lack of knowledge. You see, what we are trying to do is impart knowledge about CTC, about worldly things, about which the fact which can enhance your life. And as this spoke, CTC is a great leveler. It is for everyone. It is not for some people, or it is not only for the elite, or is it not only for people in developed countries. It is for everyone. So understand more, join the community, take part, be active. All you need, I think, basically, just to put it, is a good internet connection and a decent phone. That's it. That's all you need. And this can pave a way for you and your next generation for to be stable and to have great livelihood and to have a good lifestyle. So that is what we encourage you. And I would like to close this session with an interesting saying which happened over the weekend. We all know Kendrick Lamar, when he did the Super Bowl show, he sang, it was a diss to some people, but he said, revolution is televised. So I want to encourage, what we are trying to do is a new revolution. So it's being televised to you, it's in your hand. Go research, jump onto the bandwagon, because we are going forward and upward. And as you heard very clearly about monetization and monetizing the tokens, the value is going up. So don't blink, jump on it, be a part of the community. And I'm sure the links and the needed contacts and information which will follow below. So please reach out to us. We are there to help you and help you make money. Thank you.